pictures in a standstill. All the different colors that your heart feels. They'll take our journey where the winds blow. So come and paint your pattern on the window. Moving pictures in a standstill. All the different colors that your heart feels. We take our journey where the winds blow. So come and paint your pattern on the window. So we stand up.
Ah. Oh. Hello. Can everyone hear me? Um, Let me check my stream on my phone to see if it's working. Uh, I think it's working. I think. Uh, Very quiet. Um, oh, it's gonna be so scuffed. Hello. Can you guys hear me now? Yes, there will be a bot for the stream. I'm gonna try and keep it pretty short. Mm, Let me just double check something. Um, I'm hearing myself twice, but I think you guys are hearing me okay. Can you guys let me know? How about now? Oops, I think I'm very loud now. How about now? How about now? Oops, I think I'm very loud now. How about now? I think so. That should be okay. Yeah. Cool. Let's go. Okay. Awesome. Uh, Hi. I'm Ali, and I just released an album called Space Ranger 1 Discovery. Uh, I'm just gonna try and go about the album, how I make, um, each and every one of the songs, the thought process, some trivia and fun facts that, uh, yeah, made the album what it is. First, a little bit of a story, I guess. The album actually started as an EP way back in 2022, 2023, I think. Uh, it was very very different. It was more like house-ish, I guess. Very like kind of almost like a garage vibe. Um, what else? I had two songs done for that EP that actually didn't make it into the album because they were like, I don't know, they were very very different. Um, but if we are speaking like chronologically, I think actually the very first song that I made for the album was On the Wind. Funny enough. Mm, Voice a tad quiet. Let me bring it up a little bit. Um, Wait, actually, let me just do it here. Hello. I want to try and like level it after I start playing um the songs. But yeah, the first song that I made was On the Wind, and I made it at the beginning of 2023, more or less. I made essentially the entire song. Well, not the entire song. I had like from the beginning to like the first chorus, and it just stayed like that for a long while because I really liked the track, but I didn't know what to do with it. Like I had no idea how to finish it. And then I had a trip to Japan to play a couple of shows there. And before I left um for the trip, I contacted Jamie Page, and I was really really scared because I've been a huge fan of Jamie Page for God, I think like 8 years now. I think, and yeah, I was really really nervous. I sent her the song and just cross my fingers and see if Jamie liked it, and um she liked it. We spoke a little bit about like what we thought about the song, like the vision I had. And the very first thing that I remember I told her was that I imagined this song to be playing while you were, I guess, like soaring. I guess through the sky, like you were kind of flying. Uh, and that's when the concept of on the wind came. Uh, I sent the stems for the track. I left for my trip, and when I came back, Jamie sent me the first demo for On the Wind that had up until the first chorus. And actually, before we settled on Teto, I think we had Solaria. Solaria was gonna be the feature on the boys, but it's not that we didn't like it, but Teto came out on Synth V, and Jamie decided to change the voice to Teto, and I guess yeah, it was definitely for the better. It was definitely for the better. Teto gives the song such a really playful and nice vibe. Uh, but Teto is not the only vocal bank that it's featured on the track. There are actually quite a lot. It's kind of like the Avengers of the voice banks because we have so it's Teto. We have oh yeah, we have Andri, Arcane, uh, Rika. We have Sora, Solaria, Maki. We have Gumi as well, and Mai. I think that's it. Yeah, that's mainly on the I guess like this breakdown. I will play it in a second, but yeah, Teto love. I love Teto. It's very very dear to my heart. But yeah, I guess for the tracks, the song itself it's really really basic. There is not that much going on like uh something extravagant, I guess. The song when I first made it started with this, with the metronome. Uh, why did I chose to do the metronome? I don't know. I felt like I wanted to do a track that had an element in the background that I was playing like all the time. Uh, and yeah, I guess I settled on the metronome, and after the metronome, it came the drums, and the drums are very basic. There's not much going on the drums. Just four on the floor, kick and snare, and some hi hats. Um, I don't remember the sample packs I used. Um, but yeah. What else? Ooh, something really interesting actually. The song is not how can I explain this? Most songs are tuned to I guess the standard tuning, which is 440 hertz. But this song is tuned to 450 hertz. So that's why you try to play it on like the piano or like um what else? Or like a guitar, I guess. Um, it sounded kind of like out of tune. It's because everything is tuned to 440 hertz. The stems seem to be what lifted Ted's voice as high. Yes, I made sure that there was enough space in the track for Teto to be the highlight. I guess yeah, that's one of the main reasons why there's not much going on. It's a very simple track, but for example, the synths. This is like the main synth stem. So here in the stems, the melodic stems, it's just a single synth patch and a piano with like no release. I think the main synth that I used for this album is only like Silent One and Serum. I tried to keep myself limited on what I wanted to use because I guess you reach a point when you're making music that if you have so many tools, you just, I guess, kind of not limit yourself, but you just have so many things to use that you just don't know what step to take next, I guess. So yeah, I use very simple and limited tools for the album. You're gonna see a trend in the stems that most stems are like 6 at the maximum or like 7. There are not that many tracks. For example, this is just without taking into consideration the vocals. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 or 6 without taking into consideration the effects, I guess. But yeah, there is a sound in the melodics that I really like, and I think you can't really hear it on the release because it's like pushed back so far in the mix, but it's here in the build up. It's that kind of like 80s synth wavy ARP in the background. I really like that. It was such a nice detail. What else do I like here? So of course, since this is a Jamie Page feature, we have to have leitmotifs in the tracks, I guess. And the song is filled to the brim with leitmotifs to past tracks. What else? I think there was something else, but it was in the, I think, effects. Yes, this thing is in a lot of Jamie Page tracks as well. What's next? The bass. I mentioned it in the video that I uploaded that I wanted to have a bass that resemble a lot of like Perfume or like Capsule tracks. I love Capsule and Perfume. In something that it's very representative of those productions is the bass. It's really just a saw wave with like a ton of compression and not that much distortion, like just a little bit of noise. But just this really like fat and like, yeah, very round bass. I wanted to... First, I only had like the drums and the bass, and I wanted to really settle on the groove. And that's something that I'm very proud of this track is the groove that it has. I think think if you play like just the vocals, the drums, and the bass, it's still a really nice track.
When every morning is a bad time and you can't seem to find the next line, come meet me in between all the wrong things. I'll pick your poison with a hot side.
But yeah, something that I really got obsessed with. Also, if you have any questions, you can put in the chat and I'll try my best to answer it. I just tend to ramble a lot and lose myself in what I'm talking about. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Something that I really got obsessed with in this album was making these like huge, I guess you can call it like beds of sound that are like far in the background, that it's mainly just ambience. When I settled that I wanted to like the concept of the album to be like space related, I wanted to each song to have an element to really like I guess represent the space, I guess. So for example, for On the Wind we have this. And you always hear it in the background in every single song, and it's really like this pretty like flirty ambience. You hear it and you kind of think of like space and stars and like meteor showers and stuff like that, you know. So when you add this to like the synths and the bass, yeah, it adds so much like, I guess, like freshness. It gives kind of like this sensation of a cool breeze in the evening, I guess. We also have these guitars that are mainly samples. At first I only had this, but Jamie added like this like MIDI guitars. And that's essentially the entire track. Also the leads are something that I'm really happy with. The solo is an element that came pretty late into the track, actually. I remember, like, if I wanted to mock up what this track was before the solo, it was something like this. It didn't have any of this. It was just, why is it not moving? Oh, because this here. It was just this.
Moving pictures in a standstill.
Like a very rough mock-up.
Moving pictures in a standstill. All the
but I added the solo like very late into the production because it felt right. And it was my first time actually doing a solo, now that I think of it. I had no idea what I was doing. So I just sat like for an hour with this section on loop and trying to play something that was, I don't know, that seemed cool, and this is what it came out. Yeah, I think the solo was what really, I guess, cemented the track for me after the vocals. Um, it made the song really, really playful. I really wanted to do something uplifting and maybe not necessarily something you can play at the club, but something that you can listen to and you can dance if you like want to dance by yourself in your room. That is something that I do sometimes when I'm looking for some inspiration, I guess. But yeah, I think this is what cemented the track for me and made me think like, yeah, this is definitely this is a bop. This is a bop. Let's look into the vocals really quick. Let's listen to the queen.
So we stand at the peak potential, more than what we've ever been. You are solid and existential, we'll be riding on the wind. When it begins, hold tight to the morning light and we can waste the day.
Yeah. There are not many things I can say about the vocals because they're perfect. They do what they were supposed to do, you know? They are like it's not like the vocals are like present in every single moment of the song. They are where they needed to be. And something that really enamored me with the track as well was this section. And I know that this part is it's a fan favorite.
Moving pictures in a standstill. All the different colors that your heart feels. They'll take our journey where the winds blow.
So I think this part is Anri, Gumi, Maki. I think this is everyone else, like in this part.
All the different colors that your heart feels. We'll take our journey where the winds blow. So come and paint your pattern on the window.
Yeah, I remember when Jamie sent me the zip with all the vocal tracks. I was like going to do like the final mix of the track, and I sent Jamie a DM and asked her for the like every single like individual stem. I remember Jamie just saying, "Are you sure?" There are like a lot of tracks, you know. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's whatever. It can be like that many tracks. And I remember she sending me like, it was definitely like 30 tracks of vocals. And it was mainly only for this section. It was like 20, 30 tracks of vocals. It was a nightmare. This song was a nightmare to mix. But I think it's definitely one of my cleanest mixes. How did I manage to make everything fit into the track? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. And if I wanted to dive back into the project file for this song, I don't think I could because I think the project file got corrupted. So yeah, that song is pretty much done. But yeah, this song was really fun to make. Also, a really nice detail at the end of this track. It's like this super auto tune and distorted, or more saturated, I guess, vocal.
When every morning is a bad time, and you can't seem to find the next line. Come meet me in between all the wrong things.
Yeah, this is On the Wind. If you guys have any questions of this track, you can let me know. If not, we can move on to Chocolate Groove, another really fun track that I love. This song was the fifth one I did, I think, for the album. And this has a kind of like unconventional, I guess, drum pattern or something like this. Very like electro funkish pop, I guess. but I first started with the track with... Actually, where is it? Uh-oh. I think it's this. Yes, this is the first thing that I made for this track. As I said earlier, I got obsessed with making this huge like background audio effects and stuff. And this is the first thing that I made for this track. Yeah, very fun, very cute. And then the next thing that came after that was the bass. Very, very fun bass line. And after that, it was the piano. And then I think I added the drums. For the longest time, actually, this was the track. There was no like synth super fast in the background. It was just this. The effect, I guess. And this. Actually, the lead is super good. It's a layer of a synth sound and a xylophone and a marimba. Yeah, this was the song at the beginning. With just drums, the lead, the bass, and the... The song was really nice. I had no vocals then, but it felt empty. And what do you do when a song feels empty? You layer a ton of stuff on top of it and hope that it makes it good. In this case, it was the super sauce. I think this is a layer of 4 synths, 3 super saws, and like one square pad. But I think what really makes the song shine, it's not the sounds, it's the chord progression. The chord progression, it's really fun. I was talking with a friend the other day, and we came to the conclusion that what makes this song super catchy is the chord progression. It has the perfect elements to make it good. It has good rhythm and a good melody. It's something very singable, I guess. Yeah, and for the longest time, I was stuck with this song as well. I think I only had this. This section was not a part of the song. It moved right into the breakdown. But my friend Captcha, actually, huge shout out to Captcha. He was a long time trooper on this album, helped me a lot with like almost all of the tracks. If not like in production, he helped me with like giving me advice or just like listening to the track and saying like, oh, this sounds really cool, or you could add this as well to the track. Yeah, huge shout out to Captcha, big love. But he sent me like I think it was a couple of sounds. Where was it? I think was this. No, I had that. I think it's here. Like that's guitar packed in the background, and like all those bells and stuff in the background. Also this. Yeah, huge addition to this track is this. But a part that I really like is this breakdown. I wanted to I think I wanted to do something that reminded me of like, I don't know, like a GameCube or like PS2 or a game that, you know, kind of like that sound design that those games had. It's like just huge pads and huge amounts of reverb, and that brought me into this pad section that I really like. Beautiful pads. I think those pads are something that I made myself, I think. What else? I guess the piano here. Yeah, this section is so beautiful. And then it comes to this build up. Nice switch up in the melody. I think now that I think of it, this was a track that I wasn't sure if I wanted to add to the album, but I'm so glad that I did. Like, listening to each one of the stems now, it really takes me back to when I was making it. And I guess I was feeling so insecure of like the album itself. I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to, because like finish it. Not even like release it, just finish like any of the tracks, because I had so many demos of tracks, and the album has like I think 5 songs that didn't make it to the final cut of the album. Will I release those tracks? I don't know, maybe one day, I don't know. But yeah, looking back at it, I'm so glad that I decided to finish this track, because I don't know, it's such a pretty fun track, and the vocals of Shion Lee are so cute. I remember when I contacted Shion, I didn't give her many like parameters of what I wanted the song to say or anything. I just said like, this song is about chocolate mint ice cream. Go crazy. Yeah, it's a song that you really don't look too much into it. It's just a song about chocolate mint ice cream. It's fun, it's silly, it's nice and catchy, and this section is so beautiful with the vocals. but it's actually a really nice detail that I love. How the vocals pan in this section. I think also the panning here is so cool. And actually, I don't think if you can hear it, but very in the background, buried is a vocoder layer. I decided to add the vocoder layer because the song, the vocals felt a little light on this part. I wanted them to have a little more weight, something that could I guess go really nicely with the pads. Yeah, I really like this track. Yeah, that's Chocolate Group. I will say a 10 out of 10 track. What's next? Ooh, Electro Beam. Yeah, this track. Oh god. I couldn't find a way to really, I guess, like have less tracks, because this song was huge when it came to the stems. And since it's a complextro track, I guess it makes sense with all the different bass sounds. I made this track in 2020, at the beginning of 2024 of last year. I wanted to make a complextro track, and Wherefore had just sent me like a couple of demos of tracks that they were making, and I got like super inspired, so I made like a really rough demo that I think like none of the sounds, like a couple of the sounds that were on that demo, made it into this track. But I just wanted to see, like, because I've never done complextro in my life, so I wanted to see like if I made something like that, like how would it sound. And yeah, we made something really cool. And when I sent Wherefore the stems, they just chopped up the, like, that, I guess, like bass stem that I had done, which was like this color layer, I think. Yeah, that's like the only remaining thing that's left of like that original demo. But Wherefore first sent this, where is it? I think it's this, like this melody idea. I think it was. I added like all the super sauce and everything, and then this lead. Yeah, we were aiming for something very like old school, very like Wolfgang Gartner / Monster Cat / yeah, like old school Skrillex. And I think we nailed the idea pretty much. Just the drums, you know, pretty basic, nothing too complicated. And then we have the basses. And then we just started adding like random sounds on top of this. This was like the basis for the drop. We started adding like whatever came into our heads. Here's like the super famous and usual Skrillex Joy sound. I think everything or most of the songs were made in Massive actually. But the really heavy and interesting part of this song is the B section of the drop, which has all these different sounds. What else am I missing? This and this. Yeah, that's it. I remember when I made this bass, I really wanted something that really felt like you were like powering up, like a motorcycle or like a rocket or a beam, you know, like a cannon. Hence the name Electro Beam, I guess. But yeah, when I made this bass, I really wanted something to feel like it was getting powered up. And something really fun about this section of the song, it's kind of like a call and response, I guess, or like a conversation between me and Werfer. And then this part is Werfer answering. But yeah, most of this, where you see like electro sounds, most of these sounds are like Vengeance samples cut up. Yeah, because everyone back then used Vengeance, and everyone today still uses Vengeance. It's never gonna go away. There's no sidechain because you can't export like each individual sidechain for each track. You have to. I have like the sidechain channel for this, but it's everything like the sum of all the tracks. So I wasn't gonna show that. But for the second drop for this song, we actually had just like a copy paste of this, but the idea that came into our mind was, what if we make it, you know, halftime? What if we make it dubstep? So we just changed the drum beats to be halftime and added like this clap thingy. You know, average dubstep song. But yeah, everything else is pretty much the same. Actually, this part is really good. here it's my favorite sound of the entire track. This part. I'm like obsessed with this sound. Let me just. It's so good. Kind of sounds like a robo dinosaur from the past, I guess. Yeah. That's pretty much it with this track. Ooh, there was actually a sound that I really wanted to show. You guys. Where is it? Here is the Miku pad. So for those who don't know, Vitix and or was it Vitix or Vitix? I always say Vitix, but Vitix and I made a remix of a Blady track a couple of years ago, and Wherefore help us with the Miku vocals. And this pad was made with the vocals from that remix, I think. Yeah, I love this sound. I love Miku. Shout out Hatsune Miku. Definitely the best to ever do it. But yeah, that's Electro Beam. That's another fan favorite. I was really scared of when releasing the album. I was really scared of what people would think of this track because it was so different from the other tracks in the album. But I'm glad people really like it. I think when I first started like conceptualizing the album, I really wanted to, like, something that was fundamental for me was to be really true to myself. I didn't want the album to be like, oh, it's all gonna be house tracks or whatever genre. I wanted it to be a huge color palette. I wanted to be a taste of everything that I always wanted or that I've always done. Yeah, I guess this album for me is me kind of leaving behind my past as a future funk producer and, you know, kind of like embracing and going back to doing, you know, whatever. I don't really care anymore about wanting to do like something specifically. I just gonna focus on doing whatever that I want to do, I guess. But yeah, I'm glad people like this track. I'm really, really glad. Let's go on to Dream Racer. Dream Racer, here it is. This track, it's really simple. Actually, the project file for this track has like, I think like this many channels, like probably like 2 more. It's a really simple track. Actually, before we made this track, Captcha and I had another song that was more hip-hop-ish, but we couldn't find a vocalist for it. So we kind of like gave up. The track is done. We're probably gonna release it at some point. We just really want to get like good vocals in it. But we decided to do something more clubbish, something more danceable, and something really that felt like Marian. This song for us is something like you will hear out of Marian. But yeah. You know, your standard house beat. this is like the main sound of the entire track. If you want to see how this sample was made, you can see it on Captcha's Instagram. I think they uploaded a reel or like a video showcasing how this sample chop was made. But yeah, when Captcha sent me the stems, like the first idea for this track, it was only, I think, this. And I added this intro, which I really love actually. Again, the background, the space thingy. This part is so badass. I love it. This background section feels to me like how, like if you were like floating. Here for the second drop I added, so it was the main sample chop, but I added the piano in the background and like some plugs to make it feel kind of like, I don't know if you remember like back in 2008 or like 2009, like this like Romanian house tracks that had like a accordion or like a saxophone, like Mr. Saxo Beat, or God, I forgot the name of that one other track, like by atk.dj was the name of the artist. But yeah, something in that vein. I really wanted to do something like that, so I added like those plugs that you can hear on the, I think, the left channel. Ooh, actually, in fun fact, you can hear here in this section the silent default acid patch. I added that patch, I think, in like a lot of tracks of the album, because it's such a meme, but it's actually a really cool sound if you mold it. There's like a bubble chop sample that I added. Yeah, and a nice ending for the track. It's very simple. It does the trick. Yeah, I think I don't see a world where this track didn't make it to the album. Like, now that I hear this track, if I try to replace it with the track we had before, I think I will feel very unhappy, because now that I really think about it, the other track doesn't really fit the album. Like as I said, it's more hip hop-ish. It's a really good track, like genuinely a really good track. We just couldn't find a vocalist for it. Fashion Magic. This track has a really, really funny story. So last year, Captcha sent me a message saying if I wanted to join them for the, what was the name of this event? the form all-nighter. And I've never done something like that, so it's like, sure, I'm down. So we form a team. It was Kagi, Captcha, Techie, Ace or Winter, and myself. And we formed this kind of like group called Mikluben, which is a combination of Miku and Club in German. And yeah, this song is the song that we made for last year's art all-nighter, or I keep forgetting the name of that event, but unfortunately the track didn't make it to the final compilation, which was a bummer. But yeah, after that we never really did anything else with the track. It just stayed there. Then I contacted everyone and I asked them like if it was cool with them if I finished the track and I added to the album. The track was done. I was just gonna like clean it up. And everyone said like sure. I mean, we really wanted to release the track. We just didn't know what to do with it. But yeah, it was a really cool experience to make a song in like 24 hours. Like having that pressure, it kind of sucks, but it's actually a really good incentive to, force yourself to make a song, I guess. And the song is about Miku and Gumi. We have Miku and Gumi Yuri in the album. Let's go. What was made first? I think it was the piano. Kagi sent us this piano. Then I think Winter made the bass. And I added the synths. Very heavily phased. And you can hear here in the background like a nice piano solo. Yes, the Yuri song. This song has so many elements that you don't really hear in the final version, but if you listen to each of the individual stems, you can really hear them clearly. One example is like this piano solo in the background. But yeah, this song has so many hidden like elements. The beginning pad is so cool. Yeah, this song is a really nice background. I mean, not background. What's the word for it? Like throwback. Yeah, it's a really nice throwback to like 2016 SoundCloud electro funk or like house, like anime song. Yeah, it was kind of like a tribute to that. The vocals, very, very simple, very silly, very Yuri.
When I saw those blue twin tails, trendy time, big blue eyes, the shackles on my mind shattered like ice. I found myself. Fashion, magic, it's pure and true, more than you can see. It's a part of me, so let me show you how I glow. I'll free myself, I'll be myself.
The vocal chops are really, really fun. They are super random, they're super, super fun. What else? There's an acoustic bass in this section. Oh, this part, the breakdown.
When I saw those blue.
Yeah, this track is well very. It's a little bit more complicated actually. It has many elements, which surprises me for a song that we did in. Actually, now that I think of it, we made the song in like 8 hours, and the rest of the time was spent on the vocals, and like refining the track, and like the last hour or like 40 minutes that we had, I spent mixing the song, which was a pain because I don't think I'm really good at mixing. But there is a part in this. Yeah, here it is. The solos. Oh, Kagi. Huge shout out to Kagi. This was all him. I really don't know how he does it. He's just so good. Was like he was definitely like LeBron in the studio, like with this the solos. I think there was a sample that didn't make it here at the end of the track that I deleted because it was really funny, but it was like a recording of Techie and Captcha reading a fan fiction, which was really funny, but adding it to the final version of the track, it was gonna seem a little bit weird. Used to have that in the end. It was like around here. It's a nice fairy tale ending to the track, you know, like every single Yuri story deserves a nice fairy tale ending. Even though I'm an enjoyer of stories that make you cry, you know, from time to time it's nice to have a nice ending. Next track, Lightspeed Adventures. This track, it's probably in my top 3 of the entire album, or top 5. I don't know. It's such a fun track. I said it like the other day on like a tweet, or I can't remember, but this track to me feels like a sugar rush. You know, you just add like 3 tons of sugar and you just have so much energy. It's so fun, so much fun. The very first version of this track was actually way faster. This song is right now like 182 BPM, I think. Yeah, something like that. And the first version of the track was 190. It was way faster. I think one of my favorite parts of this track is the drums, because there are so many like little details that you don't hear. Yeah, but there is a part of this track. Which is it? Oop, hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. There's a part of this track that I really wanted to talk about, which is actually this, the vocal. If you hear this thing in the background, like this section, this is a sample of the beginning of the track. I forgot the name, but it's a song by the 1975. I think the song is Looking for Somebody to Love. I really like the beginning of the track, which is like this synth. So I just took like a second of that thing and just looped it in the track, because it added a nice effect to the song. But the first part of the track, the very first edition, the very first demo that I sent Rayo, it only had this. Yeah, this was the first part of the very first edition of the track. And when I sent it to Rayo added the lead. Wait, actually, I think I had the piano, but I only had this part. Rayo is a master at what they do. It's honestly, I was left speechless when I received the FLP back. It was full of so many things and like so many little details that add so much to the track. And I actually, one of the reasons why I really love this track is because I learned so much from it, Rayo. Not only about like production itself, but like arrangement and everything. It was so much fun, really educational, really enriching experience, I guess. And then I had this section as well, like the build up. I didn't have a drop because I really didn't know what I wanted to do for the drop. And what really brought the track forward was the lead that Rayo added. What I really love about the lead is that it kind of sounds like an alien. I don't know. It sounds cute. When I first sent it to Rayo, I spoke a little bit about like the concept of the album and how everything was spaced themed and everything, and they really took it to heart and they added so many like space-ish sounding elements to the song. Yeah, it's really cute. Yeah, this part is crazy. And something that was really cute is after working on the track, we're like sending back and forward the project. When we reached the second build up, Rayo left a section here for this part which said like Rayo solo, and they added like this part of the solo, and then they added like another pattern like next to it and said like alley solo, and like I think they didn't really know how to ask me, because Rayo is Japanese. They didn't really know how to ask me how like to make a solo, so they just left it there. And like I understood the assignment. Like I had like that little experience of doing a solo for On the Wind. So this is my favorite part of the track, I will say, the solo, which is actually, before playing the solo, I really need to play the piano because this section is beautiful. So good. And now the solo. So this part is the Rayo solo. And this is my solo. The drums in this part are so funny. They are so heavily compressed and distorted. What else? What else is interesting about this track? I think out of all the tracks in all the songs in the album, I think this one is the most complicated in terms of production. I will show the actual project file, but it's so heavy that I think it's gonna crash my stream. So I'll probably do a video about that, but I'm not sure. But yeah, this is probably in my top 5, I would say. I'm not sure. I really don't like to play favorite with my children. My children being the songs, but yeah. Ooh, this is beautiful. Yeah, that's Lightspeed Adventures. And then we have Stargazer, another fan favorite. This song was such an experience to make, because before I was Sundra Alley, before I was Alley, before I made Future Funk or whatever, I had another name that I will not disclose because it's just cringe. But I used to make trance music and hands up and like hardstyle, like way back in the day when I was like, gosh, I was like 14. But yeah, I first started making a trance, and this song was a little bit of a callback to that, to my past, to my roots in making trance. Uh, Bitix and I really wanted to make a song together again. This time like an original, so we decided to, do trance music. But of course, we wanted to have Miku again because Miku's everything. So the first thing that we had was actually this. This was what we had, and this is everything, like the only thing in the track. Really beautiful, really nostalgic. I think what really carries the song is Miku herself. The vocals are really beautiful. Again, huge shout out to Wherefore, again helping us with the vocals. The song makes me cry. I don't know why. I don't know, it's just so pretty. I think it's one of those tracks that you hear, you're like I don't know, like a rave or like a concert, and you just hear a song, and it's not necessarily like emotional or heartbreaking or whatever, but it just hits you like that exact perfect moment that it just like tears your heartstrings and you just start crying. I don't know if you experienced that. I've experienced that before, and I don't know. It's just such a special and beautiful moment to experience. I think all music is beautiful and all music is fun, but there is something really special about the tracks that make you cry. And I think, I don't know. Yeah, it's just something so special to me, to really express that level of emotion with a track. My favorite part of this song is this section, like this huge soaring moment with like the trance synths and whatever, and Miku singing in the background, like with the sustained note. It's so beautiful, but it has a really nice like lead up to it. This is the part that makes me cry. Just listening to the synths and Miku in the background. And when you add Miku to the background, God, it's such a good song. I love this part so much. I think this is definitely like one of the best songs that I've ever done. Like hands down. You see, like music doesn't have to be complicated to be good, and that's something that I learned while making this album. Like it doesn't have to have like 1,000 layers and like have the best mix down and have like super expensive stuff added to it. No, it just has to have that part that moves you emotionally, I guess. And for me, it was this part. Yeah. This is like the usual and like trance bass line. Actually, now that I remember, I think this song was a little bit faster and it was in another key. I think. Was it like this? No, I think it was pitched up a little bit. Probably like a tone. Oh god. Please don't crash FL Studio, please. Okay, cool. I think this was the original key, I think. No, it was. Let me see if I can recreate it. But yeah, this track is just 7 minutes of pure trance bliss. And it makes sense that the song is 7 minutes long because back then, all old school like trance tracks were like 10 minutes long, 8 minutes long. Until people started hating long tracks, which I don't. Well, I know why people hate long tracks. Well, a very loud part or like section of people hate loud tracks. I mean long tracks, which is understandable. Not everyone has 7 minutes to listen to a song, I guess. But yeah, this is Stargazer, and then here comes what I believe is a generational run of three tracks in the album, which is Time Traveler, Cosmic Synapse, and Oyasumi Galaxy. These 3 tracks for me mean the world. Time Traveler started, I think, September of last year. And it was finished by the end of the month, I think. I'm not quite sure. Actually, no. Or I don't remember really well. But I wanted to have another collab with Coral Minds, which is someone I really look up to since a very long time, since I started being alleyy. And I started to, I guess, like involve myself more in the anime SoundCloud community back then. And we have a song together that we released, I think, 3 years ago, which is called Cry Smile, which was as well like UK garage. So I wanted to do something similar now, but we wanted to combine it like with something new and something that we were really into back then when we started making the song was Botanica. So we thought that mixing UK garage and Botanico was like a nice, I don't know, a nice mix. And the very first thing that we had for the track was this, I think. This is the first thing that I made, of course. I feel like if the song was only these two elements, the synths and the ambience, it would still be a really good song. Because these two things are what make the most of the like lifting in the instrumental, like before the vocals, and then we just added the drums. What I really wanted for the vocals on this track, I didn't have someone in mind actually. I was talking with Coral Minds, and we were just tossing around names, and the name of Riricia came to mind. And I've always been a fan of her music, and primarily her voice. I think she has one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard, and we were so lucky that she was interested in the track and that she wanted to sing in it. I had like I'm not really that good at speaking Japanese, so Coral Minds did most of the talking. But I made a little, like, I guess, like a spreadsheet of themes or things that I wanted to express in this song. The main theme of the song is time traveling, especially to the past. You know, going back and reliving past memories, both good memories and bad memories. You know, you kind of experiencing life again from a third person view, POV, I guess. We actually wanted for the intro to be something kind of like a narration that you will often see like anime, like super emotional anime scenes, you know. So this is how we came up with this part. I'm not sure I recall right now what she's saying. I'll have to look on the lyric sheet, but yeah, this song, it's really simple, but it has one section that I really love, which is this breakdown. I was speaking with Coral Minds, and yeah, super emotional anime. And I wanted to represent time traveling, like actually like representing it in, like, I guess sonically in the track, but we didn't really have an idea of how we could do it. And then the answer was really right in front of us. So if the concept of the track is traveling back in time to the past, you just have to reverse everything in the song. So that's what we did here. We recorded this entire section of the track, and we just reversed it. And it came out really good. It has a really nice touch. Like, this is a reversed stem. And with the reversed vocals. Yeah, this is my favorite part of the. If we have to do a tier list of favorite moments in the album, this is probably like the number 2 or number 3. Oh, I wanted to highlight a sound that I really liked that I added to the song, which is this kind of like scrambling whispers. Really, really cool. I love this track so much. But yeah, this is Time Traveler. Very simple, short and sweet track. It does the trick. Reverse, yes. Next, Cosmic Synapse. This song is so good. I think another song that makes me cry. I think this song, I started it and finished it on the same day. And something that some people mentioned that they found interesting is that it kind of sounds like Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do from Porter Robinson's Nurture. And that song was actually a huge inspiration for this track, mainly for the drums. I really like how Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do has like this, I guess, kind of like bossa nova feel with the beat. And I wanted to do something similar, but I said like, okay, what if it has like a bossa nova feel, but what if it was drum and bass? And I guess it kind of worked. I mean, yeah. That moment was so peak. Yeah, this song is so special to me. I think it all started with this sample. I think. Wait, did I actually start with this? Yeah. I started with the sample chop, which is like a sample of a piano recording that I'm not sure if I played or if it's a sample that I had saved. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is how this song started. Literally, this is how it started. And then it went directly to this part. And then I added the bass. And then I added, I think it was the piano. Then I added like this really cute synth in the, I think it's on the right channel. It's really cool. Then we have the synth on the left side. Then we have this synth pad in the background. Yeah, the drums are actually really, really cool. course, the breakdown, because all my songs have chill and very lush breakdowns. I think I got so obsessed with trying to replicate the sound of space that, yeah, it kind of consumed me for a long while. Like, even now that I'm working on the second album, which is still space theme, I find myself first starting with the background sounds to really like represent the space in the galaxy. This song is filled with so many like little details that make it so unique. I remember trying to, or not trying, I remember like working on this part of the track and kind of like imagining myself in that one section of I don't know if you remember Super Smash Bros. I think it was Brawl, the one on the Wii, when you were playing like Subspace Emissary. You know, all those levels that are like in the sky, or like I think at the end when you are like in this like wormhole or whatever. I don't know. I always felt like this section of the track could feel like really well on that part of the game. This part is, I think this is my number one, like top one moment in the entire album. Like this section going into the build up. Yeah. It's so cool. I actually really like the drums on this part. Ooh, a nice effect that I did here is the kick drum. It's slowly panning left and right here in the build-up. Just adds a nice effect. Something you could do for your build-ups if you're a music producer. It adds a little bit of a spice, I guess. But yeah, this drop is so cool to me. I actually really like this feel. This is like a super distorted and like mangled kick drum that I added. You pair it up with like this weird thing that I made, which is the sample shop just run through Good Hertz. What's the name of the plugin? Lossy. This plugin, I love it so much. It just makes everything sound like it was exported on an MP3 and then thrown into a vault in the depths on the internet. Yeah, really cool sample. I mean, BSD. I actually really love the piano here. I guess you could say this piano, like this melody, is the leitmotif, I guess, of Cosmic Synapse. Okay, low key. I didn't know how to end the track when I was making it, and at the beginning it didn't have like this sample at the end. The track just ended like this, which is nice, but it feels a little bit awkward. Yeah, it feels like, I don't know, it feels like it could tell like a little bit more, just like a tiny little bit. And I just added like the piano sample. Oh, it's actually really nice what the chopping that I do here. Yeah. So this Cosmic Synapse. I said that I really don't like picking favorites with my children, but I don't know, dude. This is probably like my second favorite track. Like, I'm not taking into consideration On the Wind, because On the Wind is like the main character of the album, I guess. But I don't know, dude. It's so hard to choose like your favorites. I don't know. I'll have to think. Give me like a year and I'll probably tell you. But here's the last track, which is Oyasumi Galaxy. Oyasumi Galaxy is a really beautiful track. Something really cool about it is that as you hear every sound entering the track, how can I explain it? Like, that is how the track was built, like in that order. It was first the metronome, which the metronome is making a comeback at the last track of the album, Symbolism. And then it was the drums, and then it was the synth block pad thingy, and then it was like the ambience. So everything goes in order of how it was added to the track, I guess. I added the cowbell to the drums because I really wanted to make a song with a cowbell for the album. I don't know why. I think at that moment I was so obsessed with like cowbells. I still am, because they sound so funny. It adds like a nice groove, I guess, to the song. Also, if you can hear in the background, the silent one default patch is making its comeback. I think if I really sit down and think about the album, I think the best thing that represents, like, what I will say is the leitmotif of a Space Ranger. It's probably this. I think this is the leitmotif of Space Ranger. I don't know why. It just feels so symbolic to me, I guess. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I think this little section of the song is so fundamental to it that yeah, I can't really imagine the song without it, because let's see. Like, it just adds so much with so little, you know? This is a cute lead. I really like this part. To me, when I imagine this song, if I do plan of one day releasing a music video about this track, because I feel like I have still so much to tell with this song specifically. I really imagine, you know, the main character of this album, kind of, you know how when you leave a place that you really really love, a place you consider your home, but there's this little part lingering inside of you, which is like that nostalgia, or that yeah, that tiny little voice that is calling you back, you know? You want to go back, but you know that you shouldn't, because you need to keep moving forward. You need to move on to other things. Which at the end of the day, that's the main that's the main message of Space Ranger, is move on, you know? Keep going to new adventures, new experiences. I think the album at the end of the day is a message to, of course, to everyone who wants to hear it, but I think it's a message to myself. I was so close to quitting making music a few years ago, because I felt like I couldn't do anything else. I felt like I had encapsulated myself in this cage of my own, I guess. And I don't know, I feel, looking back at it, like, I don't feel angry to that past self of mine. I guess I just feel a little bit sad that that past me couldn't really see everything that we could do now. And yeah, I think to me this track is just, you know, moving on and saying goodbye to the galaxy, which is just the name of the song, Good Night Galaxy. I feel like even though it's the closing track of the album, it's just like it sounds cheesy, it sounds super corny, but I love cheese and I love being super corny. This is just the beginning, you know, of so many other stories that I want to tell and so many things I want to make. I think that, yeah, even though it's the closing track, it's the beginning of new things. And yeah, I picture the character, just going to sleep in their spaceship in the middle of the galaxy. You go to sleep and you go to sleep sad, because you feel all this nostalgia and this, I guess, like yearning for the place that you used to call home. But it's a mixed feeling, it's like this complex mix of nostalgia and sadness, but also like being excited for what comes next. Um, so yeah, this song is so special to me. I think, without taking into consideration On the Wind, I think this is my favorite track of the album. Um, as I said, I have so many things I want to say with this. And I really do see Oyasumi Galaxy making a comeback in the future in another way. I think, yeah, I think I mentioned it when I posted the tweet about the release of the album. I have contemplated what I want to do with the Space Ranger story, and I want to do 3 albums. They are gonna be ready when they are ready. I don't want to, like overwork myself and like just push myself too hard to the point of burnout again. I learned my lesson, but yeah, Oyasumi Galaxy to me is what really represents a Space Ranger, which don't think I really talked about why the album is named Space Ranger, and I'm not really sure myself. I had other names in mind when I first was making the album, but I think I just wanted something. To me, Rangers represent, like this element of like exploration and kind of like, like a protecting someone, but also like really going out and be an adventurer, I guess. And I wanted to represent space to really, I really wanted it to be a space theme to represent me leaving behind the past and, going outside and doing something else. Will I ever come back and do future funk or funk music again? Probably. I mean, it's not what I have in mind right now, but it's not something I would say no, not to in the future, I guess. It's still a genre of music that I really, really love. And yeah, I can see myself doing it again in the future. Maybe in the next album, maybe not. But yeah, I think, yeah. Whoa, I went on a ramble. Whoa. Let's continue with this track. Actually, there is a hidden element. Not that hidden, but there is a Morse code message in the background here in the breakdown. If someone can decipher it, I will give you something because I totally forgot what this says. I've tried to figure out what it says, but I totally forgot, and I really don't know how to decipher it. So I'm just gonna play it, and if someone can decipher it and tell me, I will be eternally grateful. Actually, let me make it louder. Yeah, if someone can decipher what that says, because I really don't know. I forgot. I totally forgot. You know that? What? It's on me. I forgot to really like write it down somewhere. But yeah, I really like this part. The pads here are so cool. Like how everything is, it feels like reversed. It's so cool. Oops, it feels so cool. Here for this part, I think I really wanted the album to feel also like a full circle. Hence the reason why the album starts and finishes with a metronome count. But also I wanted to do a little bit of a callback to the beginning of the album with this reference to the On the Wind leitmotif. I don't know. I think it just felt really adequate. I think I don't know if that's the word, but it felt somewhat meaningful to this final track. Yeah, it's a really nice track, I think. I don't know. There's something so emotional about the track. The album starting with the metronome and ending with a metronome. I don't know. It's very meaningful. And I think one of the, I guess, like pillar elements for Space Ranger is the metronome, I think. Because now that I'm working on the second album, I find myself adding more of the metronome. But I feel like I can't add it to every single track because it's gonna, I guess it's gonna lose a little bit of its purpose, I guess, or its meaning. So it's nice to add it, here and there. And yeah, that's the album. I think I said everything that I wanted to say. But if I remember anything else, I will probably make a tweet about it, or I will probably do like a follow-up video about this. Yeah. Space Ranger is out. Wait, let me change scenes and see if you guys can still hear me. Hello, check. I think you can still hear me. Let me double check. I am super new to streaming, so um, I need to get myself used to this. Yeah, you can still hear me. Cool. Let's go. Oh, I'm so glad, Sunset. I'm so glad, and that means a lot to me. Um, I'm so I'm so glad that I had the willpower to really finish this album. Actually, I can show you guys a little bit of a teaser of the next album. I have one song that I'm 100% sure that it's gonna make it to the next album. Uh, Hello? Can you hear me? Okay, I'm back. It took so long to load and then FL Studio crashed. I hate FL Studio. I hate FL Studio so much. I mean, I don't. I love FL Studio, but I hate it. Can you hear me now? I hope you can hear me. Oh my god. Okay, let's go. That was a song that didn't make it to the album. It has no name, I think, not that I can recall, but here is a little teaser, I guess, of a track from the new album. I think I'm gonna need to boost the volume on this. But yeah, as I mentioned in the chat, the next album is probably gonna be a little bit of a, it's gonna have a little bit of rock or indie rock influence in it. Shout out to Galileo Galilei. I remember when I first listened to their music, like way back when Anohana released, and just completely being enamored with their sound. Probably my favorite album of theirs is I think probably Portal. Portal is a really good album. I really recommend it. But yeah, I'm just gonna show you guys this little bit of a teaser of the next track. I'm not gonna show everything. Just like some cool parts that I think you guys will like. Oops, wait. Oops, I forgot to change the tuning on the piano. Hehe, wait. That should be it, I think. Oh, actually, no, it's tuned down. Oh god, I forgot. Okay, it should be good now. CPU. Oh my god. Wait, let me see if I can do something about it. Yeah, I think that's everything I can show because my CPU is gonna kill me. But yeah, that's a little bit of a teaser, I guess. This is more or less the sound of the next album. Um, I think someone asked in chat if they were gonna screen record. Yeah, sure, I don't mind. This song is probably not gonna be out for another year, maybe more. Uh, but yeah, this was it. This was everything I had in mind, I think. I hope you guys liked, maybe learned something fun, find it interesting to killing the PC for peak. Thank you. I really need to upgrade my PC. But yeah, this is everything I had in mind. I think, wait, let me get rid of this. Okay. Yeah, this is everything I had in mind to talk about. You guys have any other questions? You can just tweet at me. I'm on Twitter a lot of the time of the day. Just doom scrolling and liking Uma Musume art. I actually need to go play Uma Musume because I haven't logged in today. If someone asks in chat who's my favorite Uma Musume, I think I will have to say probably Nice Nature. I really like Nice Nature. I see a little of myself in her. Yeah. Shout out Nice Nature. Shout out Galileo Galilei. Shout out my friends. I love my friends. I love every single part. I said this the other day on Twitter, but I'm gonna say it here. I love every single person that was in the process of making this album. I love them so much. Who's my dream collab for the next album? Oh god. That's a really good question. I do have someone in mind, but I'm not gonna mention their name because I don't want to jinx myself, because I think there is a little bit a chance that it could happen. But yeah, I don't want to jinx myself. Other people, someone who is like a super long shot, Sayonara Ponytail, I love them to bits. I've loved them for 15 years of my life, or like 10, or I don't know. I've loved them for so many years that they inspire me so much. Every single album that they release, it's so different but so good. They all have beautiful voices. Shout out Sayonara Ponytail. Go leave them a listen. Really worth your time. Dream collab. Oh god. I think my dream collapse for like any period of time is just working with my friends. I really enjoy working with my friends and making music. But if I really had to say someone, probably there's this singer that I really like. Her name is Lovely Summer Chan. I love her voice so much. Working with her would be probably like a dream come true. Is there anyone you want to work with again? Jamie Page. I love Jamie so much. She's so funny. So funny, a genius at everything they do. We have another song planned. I just haven't really got the time to really sit down and work on like a demo. But Jamie Page, Coral Mines, Wherefore, basically everyone that was featured in the album. I would love to work with them again. Um, Someone new that I want to work with is, and surprisingly, even though we're acquainted and we are friends, but we never really done anything together, is Cynthia. I love Cynthia so much. We met a couple of times IRL. Super sweet. Really love her and really love all the stuff she does. I think she's releasing an album this month, or she already released an album. I really gotta give that a listen. I love Cynthia. Um, who else? Moishop, but just yeah, someone said it in chat just as I said it. But Moishop, huge longtime friend. We stopped speaking like a couple of years ago. It was around the time that I disappeared from the internet, but I really want to reconnect with them again. Shout out to Moishop. Uh, I had the opportunity to hang out with them when I was in Japan, but just the times didn't really coincide. Ah, God, really need to contact Moishop again. If you could give advice to anyone wanting to start this kind of music, making like future funk, kawaii, future bass, but have no experience with any kind of music, where would you tell them to start? Um, I will give you two answers on the technical one, on the technical side, another one on the, I guess, creative side. On the creative side, I will tell you to listen to a lot of music. Listen to extensive amount of the music that you want to make. But also listen to a lot of music that you don't usually listen to. Uh, because you never know where you're gonna find inspiration. I, for example, am a huge fan of classical music, and I listen to classical music a lot. Actually, uh, I love Chopin, I love Beethoven, I love Rachmaninoff. Um, but also, like for example, you can listen to the music I'm doing right now, which is like super cute and super fun to listen to. But what I usually listen to on my day to day, I'm a huge like metalhead. I'm actually like a huge emo IRL. So I listen to like Midwest emo. I listen to like rock and metal. And one of my favorite bands of all time is Bring Me the Horizon. Uh, so yeah, listen to a lot of music. Get drenched in every single genre of music you can come around with, because everything is a source of inspiration, and just listen to other creatives do what they do best is one of the best things you can do to really find inspiration. On the technical side, don't be afraid of just sitting down on your DAW. It could be Ableton, FL Studio, whichever DAW you want, and just make something. It can be good, it can be bad. I can assure you that every single idea that you have can be developed into something good. Uh, but for example, your favorite producers, your favorite artists, they don't go into the studio and the first idea that they have becomes a hit or becomes the song do uh, that they do release. For example, in my case, out of I sit one day at the studio, and out of 50 ideas that I have, there's only like one or two that I actually really like, and I sit down and develop. Don't be afraid of being bad at the beginning, because everyone sucks at the beginning. Everyone. And all your ideas at the beginning are gonna be so raw that I don't feel like it's fair to really judge them. I don't know if that makes sense. You can do, for example, one day you can sit down and do 10 ideas and then come back the next day and listen to those 10 ideas and you think like, oh, idea number 8 I actually really like. Let's sit down and develop it. And just as you develop the track, it becomes something new. So yeah, don't be afraid to really just create. That's the best thing you can do. Create, create, create. Even if it's good, even if it's bad, create. Reach out to other creatives or your friends and just ask them for like feedback. Like, hey, what do you think of this? You know, one of the best things that I ever done was making friends online. People I can send like a random idea from time to time and seeing like, oh, what do you think of this? Like, do you think this sucks? And people usually are pretty honest with the feedback that they do. So yeah, ask feedback from everyone, producer friends, your normal friends, your family, anyone, because you can have the perspective of someone who makes music and someone who listens to music. You know, someone whose ear is not necessarily, I guess, trained or refined on making music, and their ear is more focused on just listening to the songs. One thing that you will realize with time is that people don't really care about if something sounds is like super well mixed, like super professional, or it has like super expensive instruments or effects or whatever. People don't care about that. People just care of listening to a song, and if it's a bop and it makes them go dancing or bang their head or, you know, like headbang or whatever, that's what people care about. But also don't really focus on doing music that makes other people happy. Make stuff that makes you happy. Make things that you want to do. And don't be afraid of experimenting and just adding stuff that you think would sound oh, I can't speak. Whoa. Don't be afraid of making things that you think sound cool, because you're making music for yourself. Always have yourself in mind first when you're making stuff. It's okay to be a little bit, I guess, egoistic. I don't know if that's really the word, but yeah, put yourself first. Have fun, be creative, and enjoy the process of making music, because even though it can be frustrating from time to time, at the end of the day, if you have fun with it, it's worth it. If you have fun, it's always worth it. I hope that answers your question. But if you're looking for something more specific, YouTube exists. You can always go to YouTube and search for a tutorial. There are millions of tutorials on YouTube. That's how I learn. Actually, the way I learned to make music was reading the FL Studio manual, because I'm a nerd. And that's how I learned how to use FL Studio. And then I just looked at tutorials or like listened to the music that I liked, and I tried to remake tracks for like video games that I liked, or like XYZ artists that I liked. I tried to remake their tracks, even though they sounded pretty bad, because I was like a dumb 11-year-old making music in like my mom's old laptop. But yeah, hope that answers your question. Big fans in the welcome. Oh, thank you. I still listen to that EP from time to time. It's a nice it's a nice reminder of like what I used to do. It's a really fun EP. Moy Shop or SO87? Yes! Actually, funny enough, I've spoken with I don't know how to pronounce their name, to be quite honest. Like I know them by their actual name, but no, not by their artist name. But SO87, we actually spoke like last week, and we are planning on making a track together. I actually, okay, no, I'm gonna stop myself because I can't really talk about this. But yeah, huge stuff coming soon. TM. Rachmaninoff, yes, I really love Rachmaninoff, but I'm more of a fan of uh, Chopin. I have a couple of books about Chopin actually. Um, but yeah, if you guys have any other questions, I can answer them right now. If not, I think I will end stream because I'm pretty hungry and I need to go make dinner. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, you can ask them now. Oh god, my throat is so dry. I spoke so much. I thought, god, it's been almost 3 hours. And I actually thought the stream was just gonna be like an hour. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. I hope you really enjoy this. The bot will be up. I think it's set up to go up like right after it ends. Uh Hopefully. But yeah, you can come back and watch it and you know revisit the album and go listen to Space Ranger. It's a really fun project. Oh wait, I do have a question for the Vocaloid synth beat tracks. Was it always the other person who's handled it? Also, do you want to make more Vocaloid tracks yourself in the future? Yes. For example, on the Wind, Jamie Page was the one who handled the the vocals. For Fashion Magic, I think it was both Techie and Captcha the ones who handled the vocals, mainly for like multitasking reasons. For Stargazer, it was Wherefore who handled the vocals as well in with Miku. I myself, I'm not that good at vocal synthesis. I am planning on getting B-synth and Teto and like just start working around with it and see what I can do. I do plan on making more B-synths and like Vocaloid tracks. Just for the fun of it, I've always been like a huge fan of Vocaloid. Like ever since I watched Miku for the first time, like back in 2008, on YouTube, I've always been a huge fan. So I feel like it's only like logical that I make a song with Hatsune Miku. But I also really love Gumi. Of course, I love Teto. But yeah, I would love to start like experimenting more with vocal synths. Yeah. Do you have a specific vocal synth in mind for a future song? Well, I guess I just answered that question, but yeah, Miku, Gumi, and Teto, and probably. There is this one vocal synth that I forgot her name. Let me actually look for her real quick. Give me 2 seconds. I think her name is. Oh god, I'm blanking. I am blanking. Oh no. I just remember that Capchi used her in a song, and I was a huge fan of that song. Still am a huge fan of that song, actually. Um, ESL moment. I don't know how to speak English. My apologies. English is most definitely not my first language. It's Spanish. Um yeah, I'm blanking on the name to be honest, but yeah, what's the song? Oh, let me open uh my SoundCloud again. I'm a huge fan of Capchi, and I would love to work on a song with them. But I'm just really shy to reaching out to like other artists. Um, like you can ask Jamie Page. I was insanely nervous. Like when we first started talking. Um, so with everyone else, like I'm a really shy person, IRL. The song. Oh, yeah. Actually, no. It was I think Kitsune Ai released like a voice bank. It will be like super fun to try it out as well. Um, mm, but yeah. Last question for me. What is dinner? Uh, like, do you mean like what I'm having for dinner, or what is dinner in general? Because dinner is, I think, okay, maybe controversial, but what I think is like a tier list of like the meals of the day. I think number one is obviously breakfast, then dinner, and at the end is like the meal you have in the midday. I forgot the name of that. Yeah. Or no, yeah. So it's breakfast, dinner, and then um the meal. I forgot the name. How you call the meal you have at the middle of the day? Oh, what's for dinner? I'm not sure. I need to go see what I have in the fridge. What I can cook for dinner. Or I could go out and get some tacos. How stereotypical of me. uh, but what can I say? I really love tacos. Um, I think You Know Me got me into JDM. Yeah, I love You Know Me so much. I wonder what happened to You Know Me. I haven't seen them release anything in a while. Or I think they just released like a song. I think. I'm not sure. Honestly, I like dinner the most, and then I would say breakfast. Yeah, I think. Well, maybe. I think I put breakfast on top because breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It's what gives you energy. But then you have so many yummy things you could have for dinner that don't really fit on like the other meals you have in the day. But yeah, it's so hard. Like I could go throughout the entire like middle of the day, like from midday to the evening without eating, but I cannot skip breakfast or dinner. Like I think I will actually like have a horrible time if I skip breakfast. Yeah. They have been calling it breakfast final mix. Yonami collab with the number recently or an offshoot from that group? I think so. I haven't listened to Yunomi in a while. Like I think I stopped listening to Yunomi around the time they stopped releasing music. I think. Breakfast for dinner? No. I mean, sure, but I don't know. There's something that throws me off about that. What's my favorite type of tacos? My nice side chorizo con huevo. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes, I love barbacoa so much. Chorizo con huevo is such a good breakfast. Like tacos de chorizo con huevo is such a good breakfast. My mom used to do those when she packed my lunch for school. God, that was so good. Like that in some chocolate milk. God, top tier breakfast, top tier food. I think definitely my top five. But my favorite type of tacos are I don't know how to explain it in English, but it's called like tacos surtidos, which is just tacos and like I think the word is assorted. So you have like meat and like potato, and then you have like bean tacos as well, and then you have like like assorted. I think that's my favorite. But there's like a place here where I live that you have like the tacos, but like the really good, like the main thing, it's the salsa that they have there. It's so good. It's not really that spicy. I say that because I handle spice really well, but it's not that spicy. It's really really yummy, and then you just like drop the tacos on the salsa and you eat them like that. It's so good. And then you take the salsa if there is like any left, and then you take shots of it. It's so good, so good. They played at the Bokawa Festival in October and had a single in the Bokawa album. It's available on Spotify, and also forgot to mention UCA. I love UCA or UCA. I forgot how you pronounce it. UCA. I met UCA in Anime Expo way back in 2018. Really, really sweet person. Shout out Tacos al Pastor. Yes, shout out. Really, Tacos al Pastor with pineapple. God, top tier. So good. So good. Damn. There are so many types of tacos. Dude, I love Mexican food. Like, I know I'm Mexican. I know, like I know, but Mexican food is just so good. I think it's uncontested for me. I've tried food from I think almost every single place in the world. Well, that's a stretch, but like I've tried so many different like cuisines from the world, and I'm a huge fan. I love food and I love trying new things. But for me, Mexican food still uncontested. What's come like close to Mexican food? It's probably Indian food. Indian food is so good, so good. Japanese food, of course. Um, what else? Italian food, but I think, like, of course, everyone likes pizza, but I feel like nowadays I get full so fast that I can't really finish like a bowl of pasta, which makes me sad. But also like eating until you're full, it's bad for you. So yeah, I love food. I love Mexican food. Shout out to food. I'll probably make an album one day about food. Okay, I will go for 4 minutes more so we can close the stream at the 3 hour mark just for funsies. But yeah, any other questions you guys have, or comments, or topics? Yo, wherefore? Shout out. Shout out, wherefore. I love you. You're so nice. Thank you for keeping up with me with all my antics while we made the song. You make another song with Jamie and yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. I want to keep that written somewhere. That's not a bad idea. I feel like one of my favorite tracks of all time is Mochi Mochi by Tak with Miku. It's so good. It's such a fun track, and it's just a track about mochi and like desserts. Um, yeah, I love Miku. Actually, where for Romeo? I don't know if you're still here, but one of my favorite parts of the or track is the sample like in the middle of the drop for in like the first drop, the one that goes like my favorite food is pork chop is so good. You can you can call the album Spice Ranger Zero Dinner Discovery or something. I don't know. This joke kind of fell apart. I was like, honestly, Spice Ranger kind of bangs. Space Ranger 2 Culinary Expedition. Actually, fun story. I already have the names for the second and third album. I'm not gonna say them because spoilers, but I really love the name of the third album. It's so special to me. It's actually each name for each album is a reference to a piece of media that I love a lot. Discovery, of course, huge shout out to Daft Punk because that album, I think, probably one of the best albums ever made. Top 5, definitely. Discovery, I don't know where many of us music producers will be without Discovery or without Daft Punk in general, I think. Yeah, shout out Daft Punk, shout out Food, shout out all my friends. I love my friends. Um, but yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna end stream right now. Go have dinner and probably go play Uma Musume till I'm tired and go to sleep. But yeah, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day and just listening to me uh, ramble about my music and like my album. I really appreciate it. Uh, but yeah, thank you guys so much. Have a great night. Have a really great start to your week. And I will see you guys soon. Hopefully. Definitely. I hope so. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Uh, give a give Space Ranger a listen. It's definitely worth your time. If you like it, share it with your friends or with anyone that you want. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it a lot. Big love. Goodbye, every pony. Goodbye, every nyan. I love you guys. Bye bye.